Offroad Masters. I'm on the original map you get when you start the game. I'm at the garage at the other end of the map that you have to pay unlock. I'd like to do a contract going to Mount Highland. This is the lightest load that you can deliver to Mount Highland, which is on the map you have to unlock in the only map you can unlock in version 0.22. Pays out 6,800 if I make it. Let's see if I can go make it. In there saying where my trailer's indicating there. It's actually in the garage. Besides the option of picking up trailers when you unlock this map, and loads or contracts, you get an option here to actually fix your vehicle at this end of the map. Finding the Evergreen map, Highlands map, the one I'm heading to, is quite different than the original one you get when you start the game. It seems to be much more open, almost like a highland meadow. And the various garage features are not spread out that well, from what I can tell. They're all up sort of at the end of spurs, and there aren't that many of them. There are 2 rest stops in the whole map when you unlock everything. You get a 1 fuel pump on the map that's already unlocked when you get there. And there's only 1 fix my vehicle station. And there is, I can't remember, I think there may be actually 1 load that you can pick up with the smaller vehicles in the game, and the whole map. I'm not absolutely positive for that. There could be 1 up. Oh, I don't think there is a single small trailer you can pick up in the whole map. You have to use the large trucks on the map to do contracts. It is very different than our map here. The only use you have for the smaller scout vehicles is actually to go explore, because, well, they don't use much fuel there. That's why I'm in my transport truck heading over there. This truck carries lots of fuel, and I'm going to take the opportunity to top up the tanks before I get there. Normally I would unhitch the trailer when I do that, but it resets the time we're completing the mission. Assuming I manage to complete the mission for this video, I'd like to display how long it took me in case I edit some of the time out. So you'll be able to tell as well. So let's set up to go into my garage here, or fuel stop, which is unlocked when you start the game. Doing the fuel line across the body of the truck doesn't work too well. I think I may be able to get fuel in them that way. We have to I'm going to kill the engine, hop out of the truck, go up to the fuel pump. As long as I don't go outside the yellow designated area, I can carry the hose, and as long as my fuel tank nozzle is not outside, it will reach. And we can listen for a couple of clicks here as it fills 2 fuel tanks, but it only had 1 to fill. I was talking over it so you didn't hear the click. Normally you'd hear a click. I'll have to jump back out, disconnect. I like to disconnect. Sometimes something funny happens if you don't drive away. And we'll start the engine back up. Get rid of the menu in the corner. Back up here a bit. And continue on with this delivery. Hey, here we go to take a look at the Everygreen Highlands map. Looks good from here. I said it looked like a highland meadow, which is usually indicating a lot of low vegetation and rocks. Pretty much open. Well, wait till we get into it. It looks a little different. I'm going to put the camera over top here. This is one of the tricky spots in this map. Besides going to the Highland mountain itself. Right, I missed the engine braking symbol. Engine braking you get with both of the large transport trucks, tractors. It's a nice feature. Now once we get across that little bit of swamp or pond, lake, you notice it's kind of open up here. Very different character than the map you start in the game. at this. It's almost like they're on a ledge. And it's a map and you can find shortcuts across the terrain. You're best off using them. You also find various things scattered out there, like pick up things laying on the land, or there's a few different places you'll find crates that you can open. Some of them will have blueprints. And you'll have the pianos show up in various different places on this map. I've only seen them in one place in the original map you start on. Now, the trick with this map, this hill, all the hills going up the mountain here, is you've got to carry as much momentum as you can up of them. And I'm trying to aim for the outside of the turn. I'm going to hit the handbrake, open up my menu, get the winch out, and I'm going to winch to the nearest tree I can find. We've got a good contact there. There are two sounds. That's the sound of good contact. And I'm still trying to drive towards the outside. Getting kind of tricky here. Okay, I'm going to unhook the winch, try to hook up the tree, the utility pole up further there. We got a good hit. I'm going to undo the handbrake, the red symbol there. And I'm trying to aim for the outside of the turn again, because I want to hook to the next tree up. I'm going to hit the handbrake a little bit early here, because I don't want the load to be pulled into the utility pole and stop me. Oh, I forgot to. Come on. Touchscreen. Touchscreen almost did me in. It doesn't even activate. Okay. And once I've got some momentum going, I can release the winch. Now there's a rise here. This is another one you've got to use your momentum to get up. There are no trees to pull you up this way. I'm going to leave the menu in the corner open because there are several points along here you need to use the winch. Now, it wasn't the only one you have to use. The only two you have to use the momentum to keep you going. Okay, I'm going to hit the handbrake. See whether I can use the winch to get me up here. Release the handbrake. Hopefully the trailer's not catching on utility poles there. Now I've got full momentum going. I can release the winch while I'm still on the gas pedal, but I can't connect the winch. And it's kind of convenient on the two transport trucks to have the handbrake. Coming around that last corner, you got to make sure you don't run into that hole, otherwise you don't get up the hill because it's kind of slippery. And there's not enough there to winch yourself up. Looks like I'm going to make it. There we are. A load delivered to Mount Highland. How long did it take me? Well, you know, it's a fairly reasonable amount of time. Payout's not that bad, but I think there are some missions that you can do, and it's almost the same amount, a little longer, but they pay out better. don't get any missions to go back from here. So we accepted that. What's my fuel look like? Well, it looks like I might have enough fuel to get back to a fuel station at least, so I don't have to pay for additional fuel out in the field. It's super expensive. And that's the only garage-like feature up here, a rest stop. However, if you do make it to the top of the mountain there, this is a discovery point. The top of the mountain itself, and I found ionas up there as well, and there's some abandoned vehicles that are somewhat colorful, but there's nothing to do with the vehicles. So I'm going to call that at the end of my video. I've managed to get a delivery up to Mount Highland.